Good morning, you beautiful, beautiful bunch. It is currently 4:15. Body has woken me up once again at about 3:45, I think it was this morning. 6.5 hours sleep, I'll take that, it's not too bad. So I'm just doing my second check-in pictures of the week. I need to take these and then do some meal prep, head out for a walk, then I've got PT, train push, 2 more PTs, and then see Kieran in person. So that's the plan for today. I've actually lost my posing trunks. So if you're in the St Neots area and you see some rogue posing trunks, please hand them in. Nah, but I've had to buy some new ones. So shout out to Sammy, Flow by Sammy, and John Lofthouse for the Golden Boy posing trunks. They should be coming anytime soon. And the cut on them for Classic is unreal. So very much looking forward to getting those anyway. Size smaller as well, so take these, ping them over to the boss man, and we'll see if any changes that needed to be made. But you'll see that this morning I didn't hit a new low. Yesterday I was at 84.3, I believe. This morning 84.6. So yeah, it's dropping, but it's not a new low today. But it's fine. It'll come. So checking shots all done, and definitely the leanest I've looked. I can see more detail everywhere, and that's obviously the case after seeing those new lows, and with how I've been feeling this week as well, a little bit lower in energy in general. Sorry about the washing machine that's going off. So yeah, like I was saying, I've noticed a little bit of a dip in energy. However, training performance is still good. Sleep is still around a 6.5 mark per night. So I'm happy, you know, I'm good to continue pushing on. So we dig. So meal prep underway. Had to cook a new batch of beef mince, doing the same with chicken and with rice this morning. So a quick tip when it comes to, you know, batch cooking beef. So what I do is I cook 750 grams in total, which for me equals 5 portions. So 150 grams for each portion, that's raw weight. I'll put it into a big container. After cooking it, drain away any of the juice at the bottom, weigh it out, and then divide that number by 5, because raw weight and cooked weight is going to be slightly different, and it's always more accurate to weigh it raw weight. So you need to take the cooked weight and divide it by the number of portions you're cooking. And I'll do the same with the chicken, with the rice. Like I said, it's more accurate weighing raw because it changes when you cook it, especially like when you have rice, you add water to it, so that changes things a little bit. And then this will just go in the fridge, and then I'll just divvy it out into each individual meal as and when needed. So pro tip there.
At Bet365 we don't do ordinary. That's why we partnered with extraordinary UFC. You can live stream every incredible pay-per-view.
So before I go out for my walk, I'll sit down. Excuse me, how rude. Have my coffee, caffeinate, along with the Clenny-Himbine, and that is the fat burning concoction. Then I'll go out for a walk. I'm just going to sit down and watch UFC Embedded. Who else is UFC fans? Come on, who we got? Adesanya versus Duplessis this weekend. You know what? It's a hard one to call, but I'm thinking Duplessis might do it again. You know, he's an absolute animal. And I just feel like Izzy, with the time he's had away from the ring, he might be a bit rusty, but he's one of the best in the world as well, so it's going to be a close fight. But
just out getting my first block of steps in. Usually I do about 4,000 to 5,000 first thing in the morning in a fasted state, and it just gives me an opportunity to breathing some fresh air in this lovely park area that I've got close to my flat. At the moment I'm listening to a book as well as reading that same book at night, and I like doing both because it really helps me absorb that information. So the one I'm listening to at the moment is called The Four Agreements, and honestly it's sort of blowing my mind. I'm learning so much from it, just how to be happier within yourself. So yeah, if you're looking for a new read, The Four Agreements, fantastic. It's a bit slow to start with, but once it gets going, it's a really good book. I've also been watching quite a few show day show day vlogs on YouTube, which is getting me really fucking excited for the day. Watching other people go through that moment, winning, getting the overall sword, that sort of thing, or even just showing up and presenting their best physique. It's very cool to see the emotions that come with that. Having your family and friends there as well and sharing that experience with them. And honestly, I'm so fucking excited for it. Honestly, I can't tell you how excited I am. I just want the day to come now. But yeah, from tomorrow, I'll be 5 weeks out. I'm so ready, more ready than ever. I'm confident with my posing, I'm confident with the package we're going to be bringing. Did have like a bit of a head wobble earlier on in the prep, but nah, I'm good now. I'm good, we're on track. And it's going to be special come the day. Look at that sunrise. That is beautiful.
So I just got back from the first PT of the day, tucking into the pre-workout meal, which of course is cream of rice. I mean, just look at that. We've gone with the whey paste on top today, raspberries, cherries, lemon meringue pie, cream of rice. My mouth is watering for this. Oh, it just brings me so much joy. By the way, if you're dieting, get yourself like a little latte spoon like this, or a baby spoon. I know I've slated them in the past, but I take it back. It just helps me eat a little bit slower, because otherwise I'll fucking waft this back, and I want to enjoy it, you know, I want to savour it. Eat this, then off to the coach. So that was a good start to the session. Thought I put 87.5 on. Turns out I put 92.5 on. And I unwrapped it, I was like, holy shit, this is heavy. And I was trying to get 9 reps, and needless to say, I did not get 9 reps, 5 reps. So I've actually gone for the correct weight this time. Trying to do the same weight as before. I think I got this weight from 9 last time, so obviously try and get that to 10, or at least retain numbers. So other than that first session, it's a good one so far. Maintaining or progressing once again.
God, my face looks leaner, doesn't it? Cheekbones are a bit more pronounced.
It's coming. But yeah, maintaining or progressing 5 weeks out. I'm gonna fucking take that all day. I might have to rush through this a little bit because I've got a PT in 45 minutes. But yeah, good session so far. first push wrapped up. I look very red in this light. Push wrapped up, post-workout devoured in the space of about 5 minutes, which is not ideal for digestion. However, my PT client is literally just rocked up now, so that was very good timing. So I'm going to coach him, one more person, and then jump in the posing room with the boss man after, and do a little interview style thing, okay? Stay tuned.
Mic check.
Mic check, 1, 2.
Nice. Please look in my box. Nice, mate. That's a solid look. If we need to make the changes, then we'll make the changes. And you've still got food to pull as well.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Like the changes I made the other day, I pulled off like 300 calories on each day. Added a bit of himbine. Added something else, did I? Add something else?
No, it was just that.
You himbine and pull some food.
Yeah, that was
and
it.
then boom, we'll pull off a kilo of fat just by doing that.
Yeah.
And then maybe, I don't know, maintain, pull back, whatever, and then make some more changes, boom, pull off another kilo of fat. If you're like quick to make those adjustments and the athlete's already on 1400 calories and 90 minutes cardio a day, you've just got nowhere to turn.
True.
We've still got so much runway. You might finish on 1600 calories still, who knows? But we've got all these little tools in our arsenal to keep playing, to keep dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. You're still on like 25 minutes rest day cardio.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got plenty of room, mate. If we get to a sticking point, we just up your cardio.
Yeah.
I don't even think we need to. But yeah, you got about 4 kilos.
Yeah, I mean, instead of doing more cardio, I can easily get in more steps. So,
more steps or eat less food.
well, like my performance in today's session, I was up by like 2 reps on one.
Yeah, it's
I was
crazy,
like,
mate.
what the fuck?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
My prep by this point, I was hating training.
Really?
Going into the gym and despising it. Looking at my logbook and just wondering how I'm going to get through the session.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're in a good spot, mate. So
In-person check-in wraps up with the boss man. He's happy. To be fair, this prep has been so smooth up to this point, and that is thanks to him. He's not panicked in moments where I have not. Well, I've lost my head like a couple of times, haven't I? Not fully lost my head, but like said like, yeah, no, I could do more. I want to do more. I'm not struggling, sort of thing.
All normal things to experience in a prep for the first time.
Yeah, but I think in my head I had the idea that, you know, because I'm on prep, I should be feeling like I'm on prep, and that's just not the case. It's not like a case of whoever can suffer the most wins, you know. So yeah, I've learned so much throughout this prep. So I'm excited to do the shows. I keep watching show day vlogs. Like I watched the one with that you did for Charlie.
Yeah,
that was good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man.
So.
Yeah, and just touching on what you said there, I think it's a perfectly normal thing to feel. I've felt it before in like my earlier preps, when you feel like, this person's doing X or this person's doing Y, I'm not doing enough, and you feel like the hardest worker in the room will elicit the biggest response. But that's not always the case. That's why it's so important to have someone else to overlook your shit. 100%. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's no bias attached. Like, I'll look at your check-in or I'll look at you today and just, it's data. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I say it's almost like a mechanic who gets a car, who comes in and looks at what needs doing, looks at the suspension, looks at the oil. They're looking at that with an unbiased perspective, like, what does this need to get back on the road and continue to keep driving?
No emotional attachment.
No emotional attachment to that car. I'm not saying I've got no emotional attachment to you. Of course I have, my friend. But like, hypothetically speaking, when you're looking at a check-in, you're saying, right, what does this athlete need to keep propelling forwards? Whereas when you're in your own prep and your fatigue starts creeping in, or you're getting hungry, or you're pinching some body fat and you're thinking, this person's just updated a progress photo. I know I'm in their class. They're looking sharper. It's the tendency is to feel like I've got to do more and more and more, but that will usually leave you in like a hole where you become non-responsive. So the most important thing in prep is responsiveness.
Yeah.
And once you lose that and your body and your nervous system is in a little bit of a hole, it becomes very difficult to then, not impossible, but it's harder to pull yourself out of that than it is to just keep trickling along. And this is why the most important thing is your start point and making sure you've got long enough to get peeled. And we had both of those nailed down. So
I think that's the mistake I made when I prepped myself for the photo shoot last year. I didn't know when to pull back.
Yeah.
And I just ended up digging myself into a bigger hole.
Yeah.
And that got me up to a certain point, and I couldn't really get much leaner than that. And to get lean, I had to drop my calories down to like 1,000.
Yeah, and then you start doing crazy shit.
Yeah. And I just felt awful.
Yeah.
Training was terrible. And I'm leaner now than I am back then. So
Yeah.
And I'm also like, almost 10 kilos up.
Yeah, honestly, we've done those transformations like a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? Same body weight, no, 10 kilos up, but like the same visual conditioning as your photo shoot. And we picked up working together when you was like mid reverse of that photo shoot.
Yeah.
So in that duration of time, like 8 months growing?
Yeah.
Like we had like an 8 month massing block. Not that long, really. Not crazy at all with the assistant side of things. 10 kilos heavier, same visual composition. Like not 10 kilos. Was it 10 kilos?
Roughly, yeah.
20 pounds.
My lowest was, at the photo shoot, was 76.
Yeah, it's 10 kilos.
Yeah, roughly.
It's 20 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
I wish I could put on that much muscle in a year.
But yeah, I think I've grown so much throughout this prep as well. Like you said,
100%.
It's one of the biggest transformations you've seen throughout.
Yeah. So. I was saying to Jan the other day, it's one of the biggest visual escalations in muscle mass in a prep phase that I've ever witnessed in many years of coaching. And what I mean by that is obviously like the recomp effect that can take place in a dieting phase, and you will get a lot of people will throw around contradictory information on this, but like literally I don't care about literature. I've seen this happen countless times before.
Yeah. People
growing in a dieting phase, in a general recomp or in a prep. And I think what I was saying to you, a lot of it comes down to, like, you're very accurate with your training anyway, but a lot of the time when you go into a prep, like that level of accuracy when it comes to all the little 1%, the sleep, circadian rhythm, stress management, mindfulness, like nutrient timing, micro and macronutrient specificity, like accuracy with training and tempos and whatnot. Obviously, assistance escalation as well. Like everything is so accurate that the body just gets this massive like exposure from all of those different little nuances, and then all of a sudden you have the athlete in a position where it's like, fuck me, they grow it. They're not like in the early phases of your prep, your scale weight was barely moving, like it was coming down like minute, but your visual changes were huge, and that's always a really nice place to be. The opposite of that is you're dropping loads of weight and still looking fat. It's like wow, we got a lot of work to do here. So it's been really, really interesting actually to see the change.
It's been a pleasure so far, mate. I'm really looking forward to stepping on stage, honestly. So that'll wrap it up. Catch you in the next clip.
Peace.
So back from the gym after seeing the boss man and doing a push session. He's happy, so I'm happy. We're on track, as I keep saying. He said we're going to make some changes from Tuesday's check-in just to ramp things up a little bit, which I'm excited for. I always like when he makes a change because it means more detail, more lines. Overall, we're sweet. I'm off out now to see some of the boys, chill in this lovely weather. Then Kat's coming over, we're just going to relax and probably get an early night, to be honest, because we're both dieting, we both feel a little bit like draggy, let's say. And yeah, for me, like I'm waking up at 4:30, so I need to get an early bedtime, maybe even 3:30, depends on the day. So, see you in a bit. So I guess, people, that will wrap up the video. Hope you've enjoyed it. The next one is going to be a pull session, full in detail pull session on how I've managed to continue growing my back throughout this prep. So that's going to be a good one. I recorded that today, so that will be releasing later this week. So keep an eye out for that one. And as always, if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. Ask me a question on Instagram. My Instagram handle is the same as my YouTube, so follow me on that as well if you don't already. And catch you in the next one. If you've got this far, fair play. See ya.